Hi, I'm Mike McCormick, live from GBTA Studios here in Toronto, and I'm here with Richard Bartrem, the Vice President Marketing and Communications for WestJet. Richard, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mike. Pleasure to be here.
And thank you, first off, for sponsoring our fabulous
our pleasure. This is
here.
certainly an important event, and it's lovely to have it here in Toronto, so we were thrilled to be a part of it.
It's great. So, looking at the Canada market for aviation and WestJet's part of that, what are the top trends you're seeing? What are you focused on this
Well, it's
year?
interesting. There's a couple of questions in there. One being, of course, what is the top trends? One of the ones we are seeing that ends up playing into the business travel side of things is the advent of the ultra low cost carrier, and so we've jumped into that with both feet on the swoop side of things. But what that's done is allowed us to then focus our efforts on going after an increasing share of the business travel market. So you look at some of the things that we have done as WestJet, the purchase of 10 and hopefully even 20 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. We've taken delivery of 3 of those already, and this introduces for WestJet a business class product that's second to none, and that's certainly new for us, and that allows us to go after that market.
That's great. And so when you think about investments you're making in the customer experience, I mean, certainly new aircraft is a part of that. What else from a product perspective are you focused on?
Yeah, there's a few things, and it's not about just having 3 aircraft. Of course, with a fleet of 174, that's not going to do much in terms of swaying those customers who aren't with us today. But what we are doing is refurbishing the entire fleet. So if you look at our narrow body 737 fleet, we're putting in a premium economy product, which we're calling premium. That product is actually going to be terrific. We're introducing better food on board. We'll be introducing new digital product offerings. We'll be building out lounges this year as well, so that we'll have our own WestJet lounges. And this is really targeting that business traveler that, if you think about the WestJet of old, it was very much as a leisure point-to-point airline. And so now the challenge for us becomes communicating that the new WestJet isn't what you may have thought of WestJet before.
Well, so looking for the next year, like 12, 18, 24 months, what else is on the horizon?
Yeah, so we'll have, by that point, if you look 12 to 18 months out, we'll be approaching already 10 of those 787s, so we'll be flying to more markets. I think the big one that also then has, for GBTA relevance, if you will, you look at the joint venture that we're working on with Delta Airlines, so that's before the government's right now. That's a big one for us. So to be able to seamlessly connect our customers with Deltas and vice versa, and get our customers around the Delta network into the United States and to do the same in Canada, that's a really big one for us. Yeah, so we expect to get that at some point this year, and then to be able to turn that on into 2020 is going to be massive.
Yeah, and it fits well, I think, in terms of Delta's strategy about where they've taken these investments in different countries, really partnered to help bring assets to bear, and strengths that they have. Certainly, feeder being big, customer feeder being part of that, but also letting those airlines and those brands really still continue to be independent brands from a brand perspective.
Yeah, and then of course, absolutely, and when you see them as independent brands, you still have to have brands that are mutually aligned. And I think that's where you look at the relationship that we have with Delta Airlines. I think you see 2 kindred spirits in those brands that really have that customer-centric focus on that guest experience, as we would call it. And I think that will take the business community, the business travelers, that will stand them in good stead going forward.
Yeah, certainly from that perspective, that schedule frequency, the seamless connectivity with an airline, with the 2 airlines, really that is a big business travel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Well, as always, appreciate WestJet's support of GBTA.
Pleasure.
Not just
Thank you, Mike.
financially, but also the volunteer time and commitment to
and thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this, because we're trying to get out to your constituents the idea that the WestJet of old is certainly not the WestJet of new.
Very good. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Mike.
And I'm Mike McCormick, live from GBTA Studios here in Toronto.